Hi all, happy Sunday. So Sunday supper in a Spanish home is paella, which is a one dish meal. And it's something that we regularly eat. As most of you know, my real name is Sonia Rosa Solbes, not Sam Goldstein, that's my business name. And my parents are both from Spain. And this is a dish that is dear and near to our hearts. And I share this with my family almost once a month at least. I did do this some time back, but many of you have asked for me to do it again and really show you how to make this. It's a perfect time of the year as well because you can use your grill to cook the paella, which is a lot easier and better than using your stovetop. So I thought this was a perfect time to show you. Anyway, I want to show you the ingredients that you have to start with, and then I'm going to show you how to take it step by step. First of all, you will need some peppers, and I usually do orange, red, and yellow peppers, just to give it some color. You will need some plum tomatoes, because you're going to grate these. Some of that you're going to put into the paella, and some you're going to put aside to enjoy with some toasted bread. And you will need quite a bit of garlic. So I would say at least a head of garlic. You will also need some chopped parsley, which I have already done. And you will need a vegetable. At this time of the year, we're talking about July, fava beans are in season, and I love a fava bean. These are great to put in the paella because it soaks up a lot of the fat. In the wintertime, I use string beans, but I do buy these and I freeze them and I keep them all year round. You will also need about 1.5 cups of fish stock, which I buy already prepared, but I've also made it, but just to save myself some time. And you will need water to fill to cover the meat. You can make paella. The one I'm showing you today is a meat paella. So this paella consists of ribs, which you have here, and some pork belly, and also chicken. And everything is cubed, as you can see. I have my butcher sort of knows already that it's paella time when I call him and put in my order. But there are seafood paellas that you can make as well. And generally the seafood paellas you make right on the paella pan. Whereas this meat paella, you prepare the meat ahead of time in a pot and then sort of brown it and then use it later on. So that's what I'm going to make for you today, or at least show you. So stay tuned, part 2. Okay, so let us continue. I just wanted to show you the grater that I used for the tomatoes. Better than using, the small ones. These are great because it gives you lots of choices. And like I said, you're going to use some of this to put in the meat, and you're also going to use this for some toasted bread, which comes out amazing, which I'll show you how to make. So now, this is the size of the paella that I'm making. This is what we actually call a paella. It's the pan itself. And this one is probably for about 6 people. We're only 2, but I wanted to show you how great it comes out. So we'll just have leftovers for tomorrow. I am going to brown my meat in a pot this size. And I've already put some olive oil, some good Spanish olive oil in the bottom. And I'm going to start browning my meat. And I salt as I brown each layer. And I also add some garlic. But wait on the garlic till you're like halfway in browning, because otherwise the garlic will get burnt and then it'll get bitter. So I kind of wait, and I start with the pork and I leave the chicken for the last because it cooks the fastest. And if you need to, you can take it out. Prior to doing my meat, I take the peppers and I cut them in slices, and I put the peppers in the oil so that the olive oil gets the flavor of the pepper. I also will leave some of these peppers in with the meat so that it continues to, give it that flavor. And then some of the pepper I will take out to decorate the paella at the end, which I will show you. So I'm going to start browning, and I'll be back soon, okay? Hi, okay, so the meat is all browned. I wanted you to take a look. I think you can see it's nice and brown. And now I'm going to add the crushed tomatoes that I told you about. So we're going to pour these in. And I kind of leave that there because I'm going to put the water in and get the last bits of tomato in. I'm going to Sprinkle it with some parsley. So, as much as you want. Okay. Then we're going to pour the water in. And we're going to put the water in to cover the meat. Okay, so I have 4 cups here. I may not need the 4 cups. You can hear it sizzling. And it looks so good, and it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. Okay. Then you're going to need either saffron, which you know is easily available, and then I buy this paella seasoning, which is called Paellero, and you can get it on Amazon. I happen to like this a little bit more because it gives it a little bit more flavor, and so I just drop in 1 little envelope of this in here. Now keep in mind, I've been salting the meat as I browned it, so you don't need any more salt at this point. Okay, and now you stir that all up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to stir that all up, and I think I need a little bit more water, which I will add. So you can see the water's in there, okay? And now you're going to bring that to a simmer, bring the heat up, and once it starts to simmer, you're going to throw in your vegetable. You're going to pop that right in. You're going to turn the heat off, and you're going to cover it. And then I'll come back, and we're going to actually make the paella. In the meantime, while this is starting to simmer, I'm going to set the table. When your guests arrive, you're going to sit them right down at the table, and you're going to have your appetizers all set with some aperitif, and enjoy. Talk to you soon. Okay, the table is set. As you can see, there's a couple of things here. We have red wine. Cune is one of my favorites from Spain. It's wonderful. We were introduced to it in Madrid. And I also have Estrella beer. Generally, we start dinner with a small glass of beer. As you can see, it's very small. It's sort of an aperitif. We also have potato chips. Yes, this is a must-have in the Spanish household. We have potato chips with almost every meal except breakfast. And charcuterie board, small manchego cheese, big Spanish olives, chorizo, and some salami, also imported from Spain. And here are the crushed tomatoes. I have the bread toasted in the oven. And you can see, and I just put a little tiny bit of garlic in it, olive oil, salt, and a little bit of pepper. And the wine is ready to be served as soon as we finish the beer, actually. So now we're ready to make paella. I have music going. Rosario is one of my favorite Spanish singers. She's wonderful. She has a really light, sort of bossa nova feeling. It's great music for a dinner like this. Anyway, okay, so the paella is ready. I put a few drops of olive oil right in the center, and I'm going to turn on the heat. You want to get 2 flames, 2 burners on. Again, if you have a grill, I say cook it on the grill because it cooks a lot more evenly and easier. So you have that going. You're going to toss the rice in, okay, just like that, and sort of even it out. You want it to get a little toasty. You're not going to add any ingredients to it because the ingredients are all in here in this pot with the meat, right? Just stir the rice around a little bit, just so it can toast up a little bit. There we go. And then sort of spread it evenly on the paella pan, so that as you start to pour in your meat, the rice is evenly spread out. Okay. I think we've got that down. And I have used 2 cups of rice, which are perfect for 6 people. You use about a full handful per person. And you're going to use a ladle to start to pour your meat into the paella. You're going to start to do it quickly. And you just pour this all in there. You can hear it sizzling. And you're going to put all of this in. I have the fish stock. The fish stock is the last thing you're going to throw in, and that actually goes in just as the paella is almost ready, the rice I mean. Then you're going to put the fish stock in. And the fish stock is sort of cuts the flavor of any of the fat that's been left over. And I'm going to pick up the pan, the pot, and I'm just going to pour this all in there, just evenly. Okay, and you put it on up. You're not going to touch it, just leave it like that. Just make sure your meat is evenly spread out, because when you put it on the table, you want to make sure that everyone has enough meat on their side. Okay, but you want to cook this on a fairly high heat, because what you want to get is you want to get that crispy rice on the bottom, which we call soquerat. So I want to just show you. There it goes. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so that you can see what's happening here, what it looks like. So it is now cooking, and you can see it going. All right, we're going to let that cook down, and we'll be back. Hi, okay, paella is ready. One of the things I forgot to tell you about earlier is the type of rice that you need to use. So you do need paella rice, and Bomba rice is the best one, I find. You can order this from Amazon, or any of the gourmet shops usually have it. Good to have in the house. The other thing is I also make a seafood paella with codfish and cauliflower, which is absolutely amazing. A little less time consuming than this, and easy to make during the week. It's wonderful. You can see, look, the paella is all done. Look at that, it doesn't even move. So after it's cooked, you just let it sit on the stove for another 15 minutes. I've decorated it with the peppers, as I told you. You kind of slice them and make just a little star, and you serve it with some red wine. This is a paella fork. I bought this in Madrid. I'm going to bring it closer so you can see it. And you can see this is almost like a little spoon at the top. And it's great because then the rice doesn't go through. But not easy to find, only in Spain. The other thing is that we generally eat the paella out of the pan, and we just make sort of like pizza wedges, and then that piece is yours when you're eating with lots of people. Today it's just the two of us. Red wine, and you're good to go. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Reach out if you have any questions or anything at all. I'm happy to send you more information, and certainly happy to send you information about the seafood paella. Enjoy, bon appetit, take care, bye.